We are the foundation, bulletproof the hating. From the plantation, we built the whole nation. We are the foundation, bulletproof the hating. From the plantation, we built the whole nation. We are the foundation, bulletproof the hating. From the plantation, we built the whole nation. We are the foundation, bulletproof the hating. From the plantation, we built the whole nation.
Salutations, foundational family. Welcome back to the realest podcast on YouTube, Channel Resolve. And today we have a white man dropping a mic on Juneteenth about the impact that foundational black Americans have on the United States. This video is fair use for commentary and educational purposes only. Yeah, I said that. Roll the footage.
A lot of people talk about how black people have an outsized impact on culture. I would argue that they are American culture, right? Every good part of American culture comes originally from black people. Our economic foundation, if you read The Half Has Never Been Told by Edward Baptiste, it talks about how in the 1800s and the 1900s, we really benefited from heavily subsidized, essentially free labor, right? Slavery's impact cannot be understated in our ability to grow this nation at such a rapid rate. We owe them everything, right? And from slavery, from that comes all of the modern music we love, right? The blues, jazz, all born out of a time when black people had no hope for the future, right? So they would sing, and all of that became the music that is loved internationally. If you go anywhere in the world, the American music that people are listening to all comes from black people, right? So when there's any controversy about this Juneteenth, I really want people to think long and hard about where this country would be without black people. Essentially nowhere, right? We definitely wouldn't be cool, right? You wouldn't be able to go to a cafe in Amsterdam or a nightclub in Bangkok and listen to things that are familiar to you. All of that is due to black people.
Now, what part of we are the culture don't you understand? He literally took the words out of foundational black Americans' mouths that we've been saying for years, word for word. But when we say it, nobody believes it. So I put a white man in your faces to let him explain the truth to you in English. What part of foundational black American slaves economically building the economy of the United States, making it an economic superpower, which paved the way for all immigrants, even the white Ellis Island ones, to come here and make better lives for themselves? Why is that so hard to understand? That's not our opinion. That is a historical fact. What part of there would be no United States without foundational black Americans don't y'all understand? He said what we've been saying, how the culture of the United States was created by foundational black Americans. All of the music genres, haven't we been saying that? Every last one of them was created from scratch with no help, like Latinos, by foundational black Americans. And no, none of it is African. Zero African influence. Blues, no African influence. Jazz, no African influence. Rock music, no African influence. It's all from the soil birthed on United States soil by foundational black Americans from scratch. Now people see why we got all these other ethnic groups lying, trying to latch themselves onto foundational black American culture and history. Because they want some of that credit that this white man was talking about. They wouldn't be able to say that the music we created is all over the world. They want to say that so bad. That's why every other week we got a different race or ethnic group claiming they helped us create something. Lying. Right, Dr. Derek Cologne? They want some of that fame. They want some of that glory. But we're gatekeeping and we ain't having it. We are deflecting all lies and mistruths. And we can care less whose feelings get hurt. No group of people has their fingerprints all over the United States like foundational Black Americans. Not even white people. Yeah, I said it. Let's not talk about all the inventions that's used all over the world that you can look up for yourselves. It's too many to name right now. Over 50,000 patents. Now you'll see why we got these Africans trying to claim everything that we created. We fought in every war. We fought for the civil rights. We fought to break down the color barrier in professional sports. All we do is fight. We are warriors. We built our own prosperous towns all over the United States 10 years after slavery. Not neighborhoods, towns. With our own businesses, our own hospitals, our own banks. And we all know what happened to those, didn't we? There's a reason that there's always a sinister plan to sabotage us and hold us back. Just like now with the attempted ethnocide of our culture and history, which is a plan that we are going to utterly destroy, just like we're gonna utterly destroy Pan-Africanism. The powers that be bit off more than they can chew. They have no idea who they're messing with. And just like I said at the beginning of this video, we are the culture. FBA.
A lot of folks have heard this phrase, right? 40 acres and a mule. As you say, a lot of people thought, okay, this just never happened. And your reporting is called 40 Acres and a Lie. What's the truth behind this program? What do people not know?
What people don't know is that it wasn't just a promise that was broken. People were received land titles. We found more than 1,250 people who got land titles, men and women. They picked out their plots of land, mostly on the plantations where they were enslaved. Actually, not everyone got 40 acres, which is another misconception. It was up to 40 acres. And then people were living there. They were planting their crops. They were selling them in Savannah. Some of them formed governments. They elected a sheriff. They were living their lives, and they lived there for like up to a year and a half before they were kicked off.
How did they get kicked off the land that the government gave them?
Basically, because Lincoln was assassinated. I mean, they had promised this land. They gave land titles. The government said, this is yours. You deserve it. You're going to keep it. But Congress needed to make those titles permanent. They had a majority in Congress who were willing to do it. But Andrew Johnson, he was the vice president. He was a white supremacist. He sided with the planters who wanted their land back, and he vetoed every effort to make those land titles permanent.
You did a little more research to talk about the value of the land. This is an important part of your reporting here. 1 4-acre lot that you identified in Jacksonville, Florida, based on a sale last year, that it would, today, 40 acres would be worth $2.5 million there. It's not just the land that was lost here in your reporting. Tell me about what else you found.
Yeah, well, just that generational wealth that wasn't passed on. You know, this 40 acres land was all the coast. It's like expensive coastal real estate. We found gated communities, golf courses, and restaurants, incredibly valuable lands. This is wealth that was not passed on, and that's kind of what we're trying to show is the impact. This is not a history lesson only. It's the impact on people who are alive today.
We owe them everything.
So cut the check.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Channel Raw TV Bay Bay.